record on this too.
Recording started.
All right, and then we're off and rolling. Okay. All right, so welcome everybody. Today is December 9th, and it is this is our last live class. Okay. So at the beginning of the block, right, we went through an introduction to geography unit. We went over North America, Central America, South America, and now we're going to talk about Europe. Okay. So today's one day before your brace is off. Fantastic. I hated braces. They were not fun to me. All right. So as we look here, what's going to happen? Real quick is the 20th we go on break. This week I'll send out a recorded lesson on Wednesday and Friday. And so next week I will zero all of your scores out in the class. Okay? So I will zero all of those out, and then it's up to you to get done with everything else. Now, I think we have to have everything in, I believe, by I'd have to see. I think it's the 10th of January. Okay? So if you're behind, that's okay. You got all of the winter break to get it up. Okay? Oh, you didn't hear me? Okay, so I said that I'm going to zero out the grade book next week. Okay, so today is lesson lesson 13 is today. Lesson 14 will be sent to you on Wednesday in the class OLS. And lesson 15 will be sent on Friday. And then next week I'll zero everything out so you know where you're at. And you'll have from then, which I believe next week is, I'm getting up my calendar again, the 16th, all the way until I believe it's the 10th of January to be able to get all your stuff, all the quizzes done. Okay? So then you'll be done with all that. Okay, does that make sense? Any questions in regards to zeroing out the grade book and getting there? So we won't have any more live classes. Okay, so this is the last live classes today. And today is kind of sit back, kind of enjoy some pictures of Europe, some places where I like to go. I'd love to travel. Haven't got to all of them, but someday. Yeah, winter break starts on the 20th. You'll go there. Do you mean like not being able to click on them when you're saying zero them out? No, you'll be able to do all of your quizzes still. I'm just going to put, if you haven't done the quizzes by Monday of next week, which is the 16th, I will be putting a 0 in for all of those quizzes. Okay? You can still go to those quizzes and take those quizzes and get a grade for them. Okay? And retake them if you didn't get the score you wanted. So you want to do all of that so you can get it there. Okay? Alright, very good. Yeah, so this is, for those who are asking, this is lesson 13. Lesson 12 was posted on the OLS for those that happen. Okay? Alright, so we're going to start with an introduction to Europe. So hopefully don't have any questions on when I'm zeroing out things and you got things done. Okay, here are the things we'll be going over. Mostly we're going to go over going through different European cities, such as Paris, Rome, London, Berlin, all of those bigger cities there that you can look at. Okay. All right. So first thing we're going to talk about: where is Europe located? Okay. Are we going to do talks about King Arthur? No, fortunately we can't get into that. Yeah. So the 20th is the last day for winter break, or the first day starting winter break. So we go to school on the 20th, and then after that, you don't come back until, let's see here. You'll come back on the 6th of January. Okay. Perfect. Okay, I'm glad you got that now. All right, so a couple things. Where is Europe? So if we look at this middle picture here, right, of the globe of the Earth, Europe is basically right here where it's the colored in portion. Below it is Africa. Okay, if we go across the Atlantic, that's where you'll find the United States. To the east of it, you have the Middle East and Russia, Asia, those areas. But these are the areas. It's also called the land of many peninsulas. Okay, so if you kind of look at this picture, this political map over here to your right, you can see a lot of peninsulas. Now, can anybody tell me what a peninsula is real quick? Just throw it up there on the chat. What's a peninsula? Guess a couple people are writing. It's a type of continent. Yeah, so it's a type of land mass, right? So land mass, good. A part of land. Yeah, so it's a land that comes out and three sides are covered by water. Okay, but it's connected to a main different land. So as you can see right here, we have like, for example, the Iberian Peninsula right down here. That holds Spain and Portugal. Okay, you have the Italian Peninsula that has Italy, San Marino. Yeah, very good one is Florida is a peninsula. How it comes off the United States, and then three sides are covered by water. So San Diego really wouldn't be one because it's just a city, but you have Mexico, like right, that part of Baja, Mexico that kind of comes down. That's a little peninsula that comes off there. So hopefully that makes sense. You also have like the Norwegian peninsula up here, the peninsula of Denmark. So there's a lot of peninsulas around there. And then you can also see here to our left the picture where my arrow is now of kind of the physical form of Europe. Okay, so let me get my polling tool real quick. Okay, I'm going to ask you a couple questions, A, B, C, D. Okay, so you're going to have to look at this map real quick of Europe. So you see the dark blue is Northern Europe, the light blue is Western Europe, Eastern Europe is the red, and green is Southern Europe. Okay, according to the map, what region is the United Kingdom in? Okay, is it A, Western, B, Northern, C, Eastern, or D, Southern? Okay, so put down there which one is the United Kingdom. Okay, the United Kingdom consists of England, Wales, Ireland, or Northern Ireland, I'm sorry, and Scotland. Alright, we'll put those down. Come on, only have 7 people answering. Come on, there's more than that out there. My friend Shannon lives in the UK. Yeah, I actually lived in the UK for a little bit in England and Wales near Manchester. Really cool area. Really cool area. Awesome, I got a whole bunch more here. And the majority of you got it right. Your friend's English. Alright, so she's from England. Fantastic. Part of the UK. Yeah, these questions on the exit ticket and possibly the quiz. Okay, the correct answer is B, Northern Europe. Okay, you guys are right. The United Kingdom is this island out here, okay, as you kind of see. So you have England, and then Wales is right here. Scotland's at the top. Northern Ireland is this island off to the left, and underneath it is its own country of Ireland, okay? So Ireland's not part of the United Kingdom, but it's part of that island chain there. Okay, very good, very good. Okay. All right, so we're going to go talk a little bit about the cities in Europe. So the cool thing about Europe is it's so ranging. There's so many different climates there, okay? Of course, I love water. But can anybody tell me to the far left here, what area does this remind you of, this picture? Which one would this remind you of? Where do you think this would be? Okay, you got a stone wall. There's not any trees around, but it's very, very green. Okay. Yeah, somewhere in England, Scotland, United Kingdom. Perfect. That's that area, okay? Kind of like our Seattle, Oregon coast area, okay? All right, what about this one, the middle top one? Okay, so it's an island, but it's really green outside. It's not tropical at all. There's some really older houses. Okay, France is a good guess, but France is a lot more warmer that way. Okay, so any thoughts? Yeah, so there's towns. So I'm thinking more northern. Okay, this would actually be up at Norway or Denmark or Sweden. That's where you would find this kind of climate zone. Okay. All right, let's go below here. Okay, so below here, where you have a nice what we call Mediterranean climate, you have the ocean out here with boats. This is where I would be for sure. Okay, so somebody said Italy. Fantastic. That would be, so Italy, southern parts of Spain, Greece, all of those areas have this kind of climate. Okay, now I'm going to go to the far right here, and this one would be, yeah, right. Okay, so this one would be more of France, Paris, that kind of thing. Okay, fantastic. So more inland, not as much bonjour to you as well. So very cool areas. Okay, so we're going to start going in. So let's talk about Paris real quick. So has anybody been to Paris? France at all? My wife's been there like a bunch of times. I've never been able to make it. Yeah, so you got some very cool things there. You got the whole Eiffel Tower that you could go see. You have the museums that you see like in like the Da Vinci Code or Day After Tomorrow. Where like the Mona Lisa's kept, all those really cool areas. Then you also have the streets that you have the cool architecture in there. Gosh, I always forget the names of these. I forget to look them up right before here. But as you can kind of see those areas. There's a Disney castle there too. Yeah, so I think there's a Disney France or Disney Paris. So that's a little bit on my bucket list. My bucket list is actually go to the Harry Potter one in England. So I said I lived in different parts of France. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yeah. And I really want to go there. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I like Europe a lot. You want to see the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, as I said, remember at the beginning of this class I said, this is what I want you to do for this class. I want you to get the travel bug. Okay? So, you want to go out and explore the world and get to know things. All right, let's look at Rome real quick, okay? So, Rome, what country is Rome in? So Rome's not a country, Rome's a city. What country is Rome in? Italy, fantastic. So you have the wonderful Colosseum, okay, as somebody pointed out there. That's where they used to fight with the gladiators. And they used to throw people with the lions to get killed. Wouldn't want to be that person, right? But you have all of that kind of things. Also, does anybody know where the picture over here to the right is? It's not in Rome, but it's right outside of Rome. It's actually its own country within inside Italy. It's a little tiny country. And it's the head of a certain church. Okay, can anybody tell me what city it's called? You have the Pope that lives there. It's on the tip of your tongue. Alright. Anybody? The capital of the Catholic Church is in what city? It has a 16th chapel there. Okay, we're talking about the Vatican. Vatican City. Okay. So Vatican City. So that is all in that area. Very cool area to be able to go and see all of that history and culture that kind of comes through there. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. Ah, you knew that? Yeah. It's right there sometimes. Okay, the next one's London. Okay? So, London what? What country is London in? What country? England. Fantastic. Or Great Britain, UK. Perfect. Okay, so London, England. Over here, we have the wonderful bridges. What kind of bridges are those? Do you know what they're called? There's a little song. Blank bridges falling down. Right, London bridges falling down. Okay, so it like if you actually listen to that rhyme, like it talks about Bloody Mary or Queen Mary and fighting against her sister Elizabeth for the crown is what it's about. So you may want to look that up sometime. It's kind of interesting. You also have over here the skyline of London where you have Big Ben, so which is the clock tower that's in the background. You have the famous church where all the Church of England church where they all get married at. So like I think Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and Prince Harry and his wife, I can't remember her name. So they all got married there, and you have all the Ferris wheel in the background. So really kind of cool area. Elizabeth Tower, Big Ben is the clock. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so Elizabeth Tower, Big Ben is the clock on there. Very good. Thank you, Sophia. All right. Okay, another one is Berlin. Okay, so Berlin is kind of interesting because at one point in time it was divided into two. Okay, you had, yeah, very good. I like the Cold War comment there. So you had during the Cold War, right after World War II, where the East was taken over by the Soviet Union, and you had the West was taken over by the United States and its allies. And so the West, because they were capitalist, they put a lot of money into it. It has a beautiful city with, all these things. You said your mom has a piece of the Berlin Wall. Yeah, that's something I'd love to have, just kind of like a little thing of the Berlin Wall. But you can see over here to the picture to the right is a picture of what the Berlin Wall used to look like. On the side they're taking pictures of it, you had demonstrators that would go and graffiti the one side, right? So back in the late 80s is when the Berlin Wall came down and it became one city again. And it's almost as if, because the Berlin Wall was in Berlin, but it's almost like half of Europe was like part of Italy was part of the was part of the USSR, all those things. Okay, so it really basically the one side was not very good. All right, somebody put in here what it is, but that's the next question. Oh, Lanson, you're like ahead of me, man. Okay. So what year was the Berlin Wall torn down? Guys, I'll have you put that on there. Why not? I wasn't going to give you the full answer, but I'm glad you already had it like right in your head. No, you're good. Don't worry about it, man. It's not a big deal. Okay, so let's answer that question. What year was the Berlin Wall torn down? Was it A, 1965, B, 1945, C, 1989, or D, 2001? Okay. Alright, looks like most of you, basically all of you got it, and you're right. 1989, okay? So 1989 was when the Berlin Wall came down. Cool. Alright, the last city that we're going to be talking about today is ancient Greece. Okay, so Greece, if you remember, you have the temples of the ancient gods like Zeus, all that Greek mythology. So you have Zeus and Hades and Medusa and all of those ones. Poseidon, very good. This is for lesson 13. Lesson 13 today. Yep. So you'll have all of these different some other things that happened there. There were the ones that had, and they were a city that, or a country that believed in multiple gods, which means they're polytheistic. Okay, so monotheistic means you believe in one god. Polytheistic means they believe in a lot of gods. So somebody said ancient Greece and Egypt are my favorite topics. Yeah, I love, especially watching like on the Discovery Channel or History Channel or whatever. They have some really good shows about all of these different amazing places you can go. So they're polytheistic. Another thing that happened in Greece is they started the Olympics. The Olympics were there. That's the first thing, and that's where we got it. And the Olympics are now like a good place where all these countries can be able to come together and be able to kind of unify everybody, right? So they are most interesting, favorite. They're amazing. Yep. And then also another thing is Greece is the first time that they started to have what's called a republican form of government, okay? Where a person can choose somebody to represent them, and the common people were able to do that. Before it was like a king and all their servants, right? Now, modern day people actually have that. Republican Athens, yep, very good. Or they call it kind of a democracy, right? Is another word that we could kind of use for it. Okay, so let's answer this question real quick up here. Okay, what is true about ancient Greece? They were, one, polytheistic, so they believed in more than one god. B, the Olympics started in ancient Greece. Or C, the first republican form of government started in ancient Greece. Or D, these are all true. Okay, so put down there. All right. Give you a little bit more time to answer these questions real quick. Looks like pretty much everybody got it right anyways, but the correct answer is D, all of these, right? We talked about all of these are there, okay? All right, so now this leads us to the very end here. And as I said, our last live class, if you can believe that, to our exit ticket. I'm going to throw that in the chat real quick. Okay, and I'm going to push it out to you. So hopefully that'll just pop right to your thing, and I will open up the slides. And yeah, that's about it. So make sure you have everything done before, I believe it's the 10th of January, is that what I said? In 2020, can you believe that? We're going to be going into 2020, okay? So yeah, let's kind of work our way through there, and I will help out any way I can as we are kind of working our way through this, okay? So, I know some people need some help. I will stay after to kind of help you a little bit. I did open up the slides so you can go back on those slides and see if you maybe missed something. Kind of go from there. But if not, take care. Miss you guys, but hopefully we'll see you around soon. So I'll stop the recording.